May 4, 2026 today. As I'm recording this video, something is happening in Tamil Nadu right now that nobody expected. Not even the polls, not the news channels, not even the people inside the DMK. The Chief Minister of the state, M.K. Stalin, he is losing in his own seat in Kolattur, the seat his family has held for 30 whole years. Along with him, 31 ministers in his cabinet also losing. The DMK, the party of Annadurai, the party of Karunanidhi, the party that always played a major lead role in Tamil Nadu politics, is being wiped out today. And guess by whom? By a political party that did not even exist 2 years ago. A party led by a man who has never been a politician. He has never been an MLA in his life. He has never been an MP. Before March this year, he had never even filed out a nomination form in his life. And his name is Joseph Vijay Chandrasekhar. You probably know him as Thalapathy Vijay, the Tamil film superstar. And today, he is on his way to becoming the next Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu state. And now stop for a second and think about it, how strange it actually is. Because for MGR, before he became a CM, he was already a sitting MLA. Jayalalitha, she spent 11 years inside the AADMK before she got to the top job. And Karunanidhi wrote speeches for the DMK party for 20 years before he won. Even Kamal Haasan tried it. He launched his own political party, but he got crushed so badly. Vijay launched his party on February 2nd, 2024, just 26 months before. And today, he is the Chief Minister, and this has not happened in any major Indian state in the last 50 years. So how did a film actor with zero political experience just take down the most powerful Dravidian party in history? And the bigger question is, should we actually be happy about this? Just give me 10 minutes and I'll explain you why and how. To understand this man, we need to go back to 1984. Vijay was born in Madras on June 22nd, 1974. His father, S.A. Chandrasekhar, was a small-time Tamil film director, a Catholic Christian. His mother, Shobha, was a Carnatic singer, a Hindu. So Vijay naturally grew up in a mixed faith household. And he had a younger sister named Vidya. His father later told a journalist in an interview that 9-year-old Vijay always used to carry his sister around a small basket. He would lift the basket above his head and play with her every single day. But Vidya had cancer, leukemia. She was just 3.5 years old, and one day, while Vijay was literally playing with her, she stopped breathing. The little girl died on the spot, and all Vijay said was, "Daddy." After that, the boy stopped talking. Even his mother talked about this in an interview. She mentioned that Vijay was a very loud, naughty and hyperactive child. After Vidya died, he just went silent. This silent boy at the age of 10 made his debut as a child artist. By 18, he was already a lead actor. On December 4, 1992, his first lead film Nalaya Theerpu got released, and it flopped so badly. And the reviews were very brutal on him. There's literally a Tamil magazine that wrote a line about him: "Should we really pay money to see this face in theatres?" Even just few months back on his own political stage, after 30 years, Vijay talked about that particular review. And you know what did this boy do? He did not quit, he did not run away because people criticized. He just kept working. And in 1993, along with Captain Vijaykant, he appeared in a very important role in Sindhura Pandi. And then in Rasigan in 1994, which literally ran in theatres for 175 days. By the mid-90s, fans started calling him Ilaya Thalapathy, which literally means the young commander. And then in the 2000s, the Gilly in 2004, the first ever film literally to cross 50 crore rupees, and Mersal in 2017, 260 crore rupees, Bigil in 2019, almost 300 crore rupees. The boy, whose face was not worth a movie ticket, was now charging 150 crore per film. But here's the thing about Tamil cinema, it has never been just a cinema. In Tamil Nadu, every big star eventually gets the same old question: when are you going to enter the politics? MGR did it, Jayalalitha did it, Rajini wanted to do it, Karunanidhi did it, Kamal Haasan did it. So the question is, when did Vijay actually start preparing? Honestly, much earlier than most people even noticed it. In 2009, he started something called Vijay Makkal Iyakam. On paper, it was just a fan club, but in reality, it was a welfare organization. By 2021, it had grown to 85,000 sub-clubs across the state of Tamil Nadu, and that same year, this fan club quietly contested in a local body election and won 115 out of 169 seats.
Outside actor his fan club, Thalapathy Vijay Makkal Iyakam members have created a significant impact in this local body elections by winning in more than 100 wards.
Can you imagine a fan club won 115 seats, and meanwhile, his film started doing the talking for him. In 2017, his film Missile came out, and one scene, his character attacks the GST. He asked the question, why is there 12% GST tax on medicine but only 1% on alcohol?
Medicine is 12%. பல தாய்மார்களோட தாலி இருக்கிற சாராயத்துக்கு ஜிஎஸ்டி நம்ம நாட்டோட நம்பர் 1 அரசு மருத்துவமனையில ஆக்சிஜன் சிலிண்டர்.
He compares India to Singapore, and the BJP went mad with it. The Tamil Nadu state president Tamilisai Soundararajan literally said Vijay is spreading false information because he wanted to enter politics. And guess what? She was right. In 2018, Sarkar attacked freebie politics. In 2019, Bigil was about women empowerment through games. And every 2 years, his films were getting more and more political, slowly but carefully. And then on February 2nd, 2024, Vijay finally said it out loud. He launched his own political party. He called it the Tamilaga Vetri Kalagam TVK. And he named 3 people as his ideological leaders, Ambedkar, Periyar and Kamarajar. And he named 2 parties as his enemies, the BJP and DMK. He called the BJP his ideological enemy, which means our values are not different. And he called the DMK his political enemy, meaning we are going to fight them in the elections. Then in 2024, TVK's first big rally happened in Vikramandi, and the party said 6 lakh people attended the event. Imagine 6 lakh people. Vijay's line that day became a literal slogan. By August 2025, this Madurai rally selfie reel got 107 million views, 11 million likes. No other South Indian celebrity ever crossed those numbers before. And I'm telling you, Tamil Nadu had not felt this kind of energy since the period of MGR. But this is where the story gets a bit darker. Now I actually want you to slow down, because what I'm about to tell you is not in the highlight reels. You would have known about it. In September 27, 2025, in a small town in Karur, Vijay had a campaign rally that was supposed to happen in the evening. His bus was supposed to reach the place by 3 o'clock or something, but it actually reached there by 7 o'clock, which is like few hours late. By that time, around 25,000 people had already gathered there at the venue waiting for Vijay. The police had given permission only for 5,000 people. Now imagine that scene. People had been waiting in the heat for hours, children, old people, women, standing pressed literally against each other in the crowd. And when Vijay's car finally entered the scene, the entire crowd surged forward just to see him once, for 1 second. And in that, 41 people died that day, literally crushed, including children, and 100 other people were injured. The police filed an FIR. They said the TVK organizer had deliberately delayed Vijay's arrival to show the political strength to the people. The Supreme Court got involved and they handed the case to the CBI. In January 2026, the CBI called Vijay to Delhi, not just once but 2 times, and each time he was questioned for 6 whole hours. And this is what Vijay said on the night of the tragedy. He said that he is in an unbearable and indescribable pain and sorrow.
Your life இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு பெயின்ஃபுல்லான ஒரு சிச்சுவேஷனை நான் ஃபேஸ் பண்ணதே கிடையாது.
But the bad news did not just stop there. In February, the Madras High Court literally threw out his income tax appeal. Turns out he had hidden 15 crore rupees of his income back in 2015, and he had to pay a 1.5 crore rupee penalty. And then on February 27, something else happened that no one expected. His wife, Sangeeta, his wife of 27 years, a British Tamil woman who had first become his fan after watching his film Poove Unakaga in 1996. She had literally flown down to Chennai. She met him on a film set, and then they got married in 1999. 27 years of marriage, and they have 2 children together. On February 27, exactly 56 days before the election, she filed for divorce. And in her petition, she said some something very serious. She said back in April 2021, she discovered that Vijay was having an affair with an actress. She said he had isolated her. She said he had restricted her money. She also said their marriage now only exists on paper. Now just stop and think about this. This is the man who's asking 8 crore Tamilians to trust him with their entire state. And this is also the man who in 2021 took his own father and mother to court because his father had allegedly started a political party using Vijay's name without his permission. And this is also the man who fought a 10-year-old court case just to avoid paying 40 lakh rupees in his entry tax for his Rolls-Royce car. The judge in the case literally said something very hard, and I really want you to see. Tax evasion is anti-national. He literally called Vijay an anti-national. And his own election manager, Adav Arjuna, the famous Adav Arjuna, is the son-in-law of the lottery king, Santiago Martin. The same Santiago Martin who's being investigated by the ED for money laundering. So which is the real Vijay here? The hero that we see on the screen or this man? Critics have been asking this question for so long. For 2 whole years, the AIADMK calls DVK's ideology a cocktail party, a little bit of everything mixed together and presented as something new. Seeman, the leader of Nam Tamizhar Katchi, says that Vijay is trying to balance on 2 stools at the same time, and the DMK has been saying this for months that TVK is secretly a B team for the BJP. They point out to one fact that until recently, Vijay almost have never criticized our Prime Minister Modi. And Vijay made it very clear that our focus is on removing the DMK first, and looks like they actually did it. But see this, even after all this happened, the Karur event, the divorce, the affair issue, the CBI, the lawsuits, the people of Tamil Nadu still voted for him anyway. 23rd April 2026 on polling day, the turnout was 85.1%, the highest Tamil Nadu has ever seen in its history. 11 percentage points higher than the last election. More women actually came out to vote than men, and 4.88 crore people voted in total. And as I'm recording this video, TVK already crossed 110 seats. It will probably cross the benchmark of 118. So why did this happen? I'll be actually honest with you. There is no one clear answer. Number 1, people are simply tired of DMK. Stalin gave the deputy CM post to his own son. His relatives are literally running every district committee. After 5 years of this, it started looking like more like a family business than like a government. Reason number 2, the ADMK has been broken ever since Jayalalitha died in 2016. They have no leader who can question the authority. They have no story. They could not fight properly. And reason number 3, and this is the most important one, hero worshipping. Vijay had something that money cannot buy. People already knew him. They had grown up literally watching his films. Voter did not have to learn his name. They already loved him. And here's what makes me really uncomfortable about this particular part, and I really want to be honest with you about it. See, this is a man who took his own parents to court, a man who's being investigated by the CBI for the deaths of 41 people, and a man whose wife is divorcing him on the eve of polling, a man who has never sat through a single law-making debate in his whole life. And this man is going to make laws for the 8 crore Tamil people for the next 5 years. So I do agree with all the people who question his credibility, who question his qualifications. But who else is qualified here? That is a question that we need to ask. Who else is qualified here? And see, whatever you and I think about him personally, we need to accept the fact that the people of Tamil Nadu have voted. They have chosen their leader, and the choice is historic. Like nothing else has ever happened in the history of India. Since 1967, for almost 60 years, the Tamil Nadu has known only 2 parties, the DMK and the ADMK. Both came from the same Dravidian movement that started in the 1940s. Almost 3 generations of Tamil people lived under only the Dravidian government, and today that game is over. Whether Vijay turns out to be the next MGR who actually changed the life of a lot of poor people, or whether he's going to be another movie star who treats politics like another film set, we'll know the answer in the next 5 years. But for today, the people have voted and they chose their leader. The actor is the politician, and he is the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu for now.